Hey, Kushan. Sorry, I didn't get back to your email right away. I was a little busy, but I didn't realize you had a deadline you were trying to hit. So here's the what happened, what my shot looks like after I built the lighting, and I guess this is maybe the results of not changing some of those ini settings. I can't really say for sure what's going on, but we are definitely getting pretty decent lighting here. Obviously there's no light in the house, so you're not gonna get anything there. Oh, there's a bit of a gap there. I don't know if that's... Yeah, I think we're just slightly off from the ground, and now I've just destroyed all my lighting, so let's not do that. A couple things. You have a bed here, and my output log told me... No, not my output log. My... where is it now? Message log here told me that this FBX is it's got some light map overlap, UV overlap going on. So I don't know exactly what that means, but it says 81% of it is having problems. So if you take a look at the UVs here, chugga 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 chugga. On channel 2. Okay, so this looks good, even though it looks ridiculous, but I think this is channel 2 is usually a light map UVs layout. So at least I don't think there's too much overlap going on here from what I can tell. Maybe this is super concentrated. I can't really tell. And then channel 1, this is definitely a mess. So I think this is maybe the materials. It's hard to say. Anyway, and then channel 0, here we go. Channel 0 is a mess too, so we definitely have some UVing issues that will basically affect your lighting pass because it won't be able to know where to apply it. And I'm totally killing myself here by showing the UVs. So it's just something to think about. It's a nice mesh, but be prepared that your shadow maps might not look perfect. So I don't know, just because shadow maps are actually technically textured on the UV layout of the object. So it's like when you bake in the lighting, you're actually just you're basically just making a texture pass, and the texture pass is going to tell the object what it needs to do. Hey, it's below the ground. Oh, well, maybe that's why it was all shadowy. There we go. And then I assume that the character is shadowing fine because he is dynamic, so he's a movable character, and that's the difference between having your light set up for you currently have it set for, I assume this is your light source. Stationary lights are shadows will, as a shadow bounce on lighting, static lighting geometry. Static geometry will have it baked. Dynamic, movable characters will have it dynamic. So this is all dynamic, this is all baked, and then this is like it picks and chooses based on the type of mesh it is. So ideally the middle one is really the kind of one that you want to keep because it gives you a nice optimal look. But I mean, in theory what you could do is bake lights with static lighting and then bake different lights for the characters using movable lights if you really wanted to be micromanaging here. But that's just if you're dealing with situations that you can't get around. So you'll have to build lighting for the interior of the house if you want to see what's going on, or just produce some lights that don't cast shadows. But obviously it's going to look nicer if you light the rooms properly. And like I could just bring in a light. There's spotlights that have the ability to create nice lighting. There's a lot of documentation about the things you can do with types of lights. And like, this isn't my area of expertise, so I'm just winging it here, but there is the ability to change your lights with IES texture light profiles, which we don't have any by default, which kind of sucks. And I don't remember how it works, but you can get a texture profile that is you can find online, and the concept's kind of weird, but if you I'm just going to do a search here for IES light profiles, and really it's apparently what the lighting companies use for their distinct looks for their kind of lights, so you can use them for interior lighting. And the nice thing is that they're really cheap, so they don't cost you anything, but meanwhile you get this nice light gradation that is more realistic to like a pot light or something being produced. So you can get some nice realistic lighting here using these profiles. And I don't know, maybe you can find profiles, I don't know why my screen is all messed up here. Maybe you can find profiles online. This is an ASCII metadata that you can use that, I don't know, how do you apply it? Anyway, this is Unreal's website, so you can, you should be able to find, oh yeah, here you go, lighting manufacturers provide them free of charge. So, lots of ideas for lighting to make it look professional, and I'm sure you might actually already know this information, but you just got to go through and light your light your house so that it looks like it's professionally lit. And I think I'm just going to stop there because I can't think of anything else useful to talk about. Oh yeah, so just to be clear, before I started the level, I went and hit build. I just hit build. So your scene looked exactly like your screenshots do when I opened the map first, and then I hit build and it sent it all to the lighting renderer. It took like, I don't know, a good 10-15 minutes for it to build the lighting renderer, and then I got this result. So I'm not doing anything fancy, but definitely building lighting is necessary for it to get you at least this result. So keep that in mind. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that was solving the problems you were having, and I'll stop there. Let me know if you have any other questions. Cheers.